Ooh, been better.
What's the approach like today as you guys try to start fresh and work
Yeah, just get back at it. I think it was good for us to get through evaluating the game and then move on to the next one. That's kind of how it has to be, win or lose. So that approach doesn't really change.
How much have you looked, Danny, at, not to go right to negatives, but looked at third down?
Oh, yeah, it's been a huge part of our deal. It was a little bit better last week. The week before was bad. I'm talking percentage-wise, but they're timely ones. We had 2 3rd and 2s early in the game and didn't get them. Last week, and those are more than manageable. You're hoping to get maybe 3rd and 5, 3rd medium in that range, and we're down there 3rd and 2 and don't get it. And on one run and one on a pass, and those are critical. Those are huge drive stops. We have too many 3 and outs, and it's doing the work on 1st and 2nd down to get to a good 3rd down, but then we've got to convert it too at the same time. So I think that's a big part of it, and then not getting ourselves on 1st and 24, and we dug out of that a little ways and actually had a chance, and then it ends with a sack interception. So all those things definitely, they all play together in converting 3rd downs.
Is there anything specific you can address, like a quarterback?
I think it's been a mixture of stuff. I think it's been a little bit of a throw and a catch. It's been some block stuff up front. We bounced a run that we should have probably just buried. It's been a lot of different things, kind of like the way we've played. It's a lot of different stuff.
Last week you said you weren't worried at all about Tanner's confidence, but after another rough outing, has he wavered at all, or he's still?
He's been very good. He hasn't changed anything in his preparation. I think anytime you get hit as many times as you have, and some of the turnovers, I think it's probably natural to have a little bit of shaken confidence, like all of us. But he is really a great character kid. He's got great work ethic, and he's just right back preparing like he did the last couple weeks. So I'm not worried about him shrinking. I think he'll continue to get better, continue to learn. He's new, he's new for us, and there are and have been some growing pains, but there's been some stuff where he has taken a beating, and he's a tough kid. He's coming back, so I will expect the same thing from him in the future.
Does he have a tendency to try and make that big play a little bit too much, or more than you would like to see, or how do you come out?
I don't think he's trying to make plays, but I think he's staying within the play too. I don't think he's been a product of trying to do too much on his own. I think you look at the interception stuff, and half of them this year aren't his fault. Whether he's gotten hit or a tip ball or those kinds of things. So I think he's playing within the system and trying to do a good job of even checking the ball down, getting all the way through a progression.
Who did you guys work out at right tackle today?
Gaylord and Hymas.
What have you seen from them in the past couple weeks?
Well, they've had to step up. It's just like anybody on our team that has had injuries. We have to expect the next guy to go in there and perform and try to do our best to put him in a situation to help him. We've had to try a lot of different things to help the line, and we're continuing to work that out.
What do you think about that spot? Would you lean toward Gaylord right now or Hymas?
It's pretty 50-50 right now. We're going to let them take the reps and probably decide that a little bit later in the week.
So you look at the issues you guys have had. Have you noticed any commonalities between these 3 games, or
Sometimes it's been a one-on-one matchup that we've lost. Sometimes it's been not the correct help or not a good enough help by a adjacent lineman or a tight end or a back. We've had a lot of emphasis on chipping and making sure that 15 last week wasn't going to get to us, and he did a good job. He ran inside on a tackle, and our tight end didn't help. That was a sack interception. So, those things we just have to continue to improve on and put our guys in the best position to help the stress points in the protection. And quarterback's got to play fast. The backs have got to help. There's just a lot of different things that we've got to continue to do better and help that protection.
What was the reaction to film study with the players? I mean, how did the team take it?
Well, there's a lot to learn in a win and a loss, and I think they're very disappointed, as all of us are. You try to find some bright spots, and I think there are just such trouble with our sustaining a drive. I think that's such a glaring issue. Is even on a long drive, we'd fizzle out at the end. We had, like I said, way too many 3-and-outs. The turnovers are costly. So I think there's a lot of stuff to correct for sure. And these guys came out to practice well today. I think they've got high character, so they're ready to get back at it and get ready for the conference play.
Do you sense a pride among the offensive linemen knowing that their quarterback got hit pretty hard quite often on Saturday? Did you sense them understanding that it's really their job to protect that guy?
Yeah, and that responsibility lies on their shoulders, as well as the help from the backs and tight ends. I think that's I talk about the protection unit a lot as a whole group, and that includes the quarterback getting the ball out quickly. So that's got to improve by everybody, by how we scheme it and help it. How do we have a tight end chipping or a back helping or sliding to a problem? All of those things have just got to continue to improve. We got to do a better job of it.
Sense of the depth at wide receiver is being tested a little bit. You just have guys nicked up.
And like every team and every season, you're going to have some bumps and bruises, and you're going to have to get some guys in there that haven't maybe played either that position a ton or haven't gotten a lot of experience in games, and we'll expect them to be ready to play and move on, and we'll have to give them some extra work or extra meetings, to get them up to speed with the amount of guys that we've had have bumps and bruises. But at the same time, everybody's dealing with that. They're all dealing with guys nicked up here and there. So in the end, no one cares, and we'll have to go play.
Stan has 18 catches so far. How'd he come off that game? He's getting used to it.
Yeah, we've been targeting him for sure, and he had some plays I think that he'd like to have back and make, and then we missed him a couple times too. So we were a little off, I thought, on a couple open plays. One that I thought he probably should have caught, and one we threw it behind him, and it was a real tough catch. He had one he was getting held around, grabbed, and the ball was a little low. That was a tough catch. So there's just been things like that we've got to hope to have a little bit better ball and making a play on those tough catches.
Coach, that O-line group's one of your more experienced segments on the team. Do you get a sense that they're taking these struggles personally at all?
I think so. And at the same time, we've got some inexperience with a couple guys. So we're breaking some guys in and working through that right tackle position. But I think they're a prideful group, and I think that they have definitely taken it hard, and they're hungry to get back and play again.
On that first interception, it seemed like their guy had a beat on what was coming pretty early. Just wanted to get your thoughts on that play, how you had a chance to go back.
Yeah, he gambled and rolled the dice, and it's got an option to it. We've got him blocked. We didn't see him creeping up and knifing that thing, and either at receiver or quarterback. And the kid jumps in front of usually a pretty safe. I mean, you haven't seen interceptions on that play very often. And the guy made a nice play, jumped in front of it. DeMornay didn't see it at all. He's trying to catch the ball. So, we have to alert and be aware of a corner that's closing tight. We've got to get him handled and covered and blocked, and probably hand it off.
Is that worrisome to you at all that he knew that was coming this early?
We haven't run that out of that formation at all. So I didn't feel like it was a tell or a self-scout deal that we hadn't run it out of either that personnel group or that formation. So I didn't feel like we had been predictable on that at all.
You mentioned it a little bit on Saturday, maybe after the game, but did you have to get away from long developing or throwing the ball down the field there for a while?
Yeah, we had, we hit that first big angle to Des Moines, and we hit the other one to Stanley, and I think as the game wore on, we had a tough, a real difficult time protecting. So some of those big angles were 7-man protections, and we had another big one that we had Stan open and got hit and threw the pick, and that was a 7-man protection. So we did get taken away a little bit of that stuff when we had all those guys in there, and we still were having trouble. All right, thanks.